When it comes to riding our bikes better, very few of us tend to think about the ability to reach overhead well and with good movement as being integral to our being able to ride our bike well. However, this is one of the fundamental 5+1 human movements, and if you want to produce power at the opposite hip, you've got to be able to move well. Today's exercise, the tall kneeling single arm upside down kettlebell press, is going to help you be able to improve control, feel the connection between your rib cage and hips through your core to be able to go out on the bike and absolutely smash it. So when you're doing the tall kneeling, there are two important things. One is we want to make sure that we're having the knees directly underneath the hips. Now the reason we do this is because it allows us to put more onus onto the entire 360-degree midsection. Now Jordana could use an 8 or even a 10-kilo kettlebell. We're going to use a 6 today just because we want to make sure that the control and the coordination between this hip and that shoulder is fantastic. So what she's going to do is take the kettlebell almost in the curve into the butt of her hand, or into the center of her hand. So if we take it up the curve, there we go. And this is going to help her have better control overhead. Now from there, if we come up, now notice we want to have a little bit of space, a window, almost like a landmine press between her elbow and her upper torso. Now she has to bring her shoulder blade back just a little bit and tuck her chin back as well. So we're going to look up, we're going to look right at the ceiling right there. There we go. Now the kettlebell is at a little bit of an angle away from her body. Now from here, what she's going to do is squeeze her glutes, brace her abs, and she's going to drive the kettlebell up overhead, pushing from the middle of her back right here. There you go, keep going. She's only going to go as high as she feels she has control over the kettlebell and that she's moving from the mid back. She'll pause at the top and come back down. Now this is an exercise that we would generally do as an A1 or a B1. More often than not it would be B1 because we're doing some type of plyometric. But you can see the amount of focus and coordination she has to have in order to do this well. She has to stabilize that kettlebell as she's going up overhead, and she has to make sure that everything in through her midsection is nice and locked in. Come back down. There you go. And let's bring those ribs down just a little bit more. So ribs down, belt buckle up. There you go. And now we're going to drive. We're going to do just one more. You can see the intent that she has as she goes through this. Now the tall kneeling allows us to get much more through the full 360-degree midsection. And then when she's done with this side, what we're going to do is we're going to have her turn and face you, and she's going to put the kettlebell on the outside of her left wrist. So we're going to make it into like a regular kettlebell push press or a kettlebell clean. And this is an easier version for those of you who would like to try this, but are not able to do the upside down. The upside down increases the difficulty of this exercise fivefold, as you can see by her intent. So she's shoulder width apart with the knees. She's bracing, ribs are down, belt buckle is up. Excellent, and she's focused on pushing from the mid back as she's going through this movement. There you go, and notice the window between her torso and the elbow just a little bit right there. And that's going to force her to not be able to come down quite as far with that kettlebell. So when she comes down, she doesn't want to fall into a forward shoulder posture. She wants to stop right where her shoulder blade is moving well on her rib cage. And we see on that left side, her shoulder blade's winging a little bit, but we also know she's had a little bit of a break from the weights here. It's June, so of course you're going to have that because you guys are going to increase your ride time. So we're going to stop you right there where that shoulder blade is coming off the rib cage. Let's go ahead and rest. So this is a fantastic exercise. You can add the upside down part is an advanced variation. If you would like to try this and you're not quite there, or this is new to you, do the second variation we saw here. Now, if you found today's exercise to be helpful in helping you understand how to drive a kettlebell overhead and how that connects to your opposite hip to produce power on the bike, go ahead and hit subscribe down below. And when you're done, head on over to the Human Vortex Training website and sign up for your free gift. Until next time, remember, train smarter, not harder, because it is all about you.